This legend led a strong group of dacoit men on horseback, traveled, hid, and voyaged together, guns on shoulder. They stole from the wealthy and fought against corruption throughout their homeland, getting revenge on 20 gangmen, including a head leader named Babu Jigar. Soon after this occurrence, this figure surrendered wearing a police uniform with thousands of people there to witness. 2 years later, they were released from jail, becoming a successful politician to make a difference for lower caste Indians. This warrior of a woman was named Phoolan Devi. Dasyu Sundari, translated as Beautiful Bandit, was what lower caste locals called her, seeing her as a great outlaw, a hero. Her followers saw her as a holder of justice and strength, calling her a reincarnation of the Hindu goddess Durga. From Hindu scripture, it is told that Durga is a goddess created from the combined energies of the gods, a warrior who slays demons, and a protector of cosmic order. A specific quotation from the context of a Smriti warrior in the religious book of Mahabharata states, "O Durga, protector of the worlds, slayer of evil, giver of victory in battle, I bow to you." In opposition, she was called a dacoit queen by those who saw her as a violent robber against Indian culture and religion. Some would call her a murderer or a dharmi, saying she was sinful and immoral. Others called her Robin Hood of the poor, a stealer of the rich, fighting for what her government failed to do. From the day she took her first breath, Phoolan Devi had undergone many challenges. She grew up manipulated in this low-caste society, which led to her future acts of rebellion. As gears shifted, she rose into politics, attempting to achieve justice, fighting against social discrimination legally. Phoolan became an inspiration to her community and impacted the world with her story. To some, Phoolan Devi is remembered as an outlaw, but she sufficiently redeemed herself before her assassination through the lasting impact she left behind. On August 10, 1863, Phoolan Devi was born in village Gurham Kapura within the district of Halun in the state of Uttar Pradesh, India. Village Gurham Kapura, also known as Gorkapura, is a small community holding less than 300 people. Their miniature houses are typically brick or stone, based with only 1 to 2 rooms inside. The village is Pura classified, meaning they are not an independent village, rather a small settlement with low government funding. Phoolan and her family owned a small plot of land at the very edge of the village. Phoolan and her 4 other siblings were raised in a poor environment, their family barely making it by, with most of her siblings passing away early on. They were in one of the lowest castes in the Indian caste hierarchy. Phoolan's father was a poor farmer and fisherman. He lost lots of his land in an unfair dispute with his brother Biharilal, leaving him and the family in a continuous struggle for food, water, and basic needs. Due to their low social caste, the family was continuously tormented and manipulated by Biharilal and their community. let's take a moment to understand the culture structure of India. According to Salim Press Encyclopedia of 2006, there are as many as 1,000 languages and dialects spoken in India, but nonetheless, Hindi is the primary language for about 43.6% of Indian people. Explanation on Hinduism. From this historical encyclopedia, religion is very important to India. Hinduism is the most popular. It is known to be one of the oldest religions around and is practiced by nearly 79.8% of the population, going back to at least 5,000 years ago. Many Hindu traditions teach and believe in samsara. You may find the word reincarnation more familiar, which means you are given multiple lives until you reach moksha, also known as the ultimate goal, ending your cycle of life. This phase is also dependent on your karma. The religion explains positive and negative karma and dharma. Dharma being the moral duties and choices made in the past or present life. Dharma affects karma. Karma is the accumulative result of your choices within the past life, reflecting on the present and next life. This religion has a major influence in how many in India organize marriages, according to Hindu philosophy. In Hinduism, the essence of marriage transcends the simple notion of companionship. It embodies a sacred union that intricately weaves together the lives of the bride and groom. This union is not only a source of emotional support, but also a catalyst for spiritual growth and societal stability. Arranged marriage can be a beautiful and successful choice for many couples in India. Many do it by the influence of religion, but there is a sad notion about how the majority do it for classification purposes. Some parents arrange marriages for their children at a young age only because it would be a better financial choice. To put it in other words, it is for social status labeling or caste. The act of child marriages became illegal in 1929. And the age was raised even higher in 1978, but many find ways around the law, placing children in marriages before the age of consent. These parents sometimes have no choice, especially if they are low-caste citizens unable to provide for their own children. This leads to Phoolan Devi's situation. At age 11, she was forcibly placed into a marriage with Putilal Mala, organized by her cousin Mayadeen, the son of Biharilal, the one who had a dispute with her father owning the land to begin with. Putilal was 40 years of age at the time. Phoolan's parents, Devadin and Mula Devi, arranged this in hopes of giving Phoolan a better life than what she would have had at home. After she experienced ill treatment and sexual violation by her husband, she was brought back to Gorakhpura. She returned to her husband 3 years later, only to be abused and sent back again. Her time back in the village became unbearable, being that she continued to be abused by young locals. Eventually, she ended up filing a court case against her husband Putilal. Unfortunately, after Mayadin found out about this, he was angered about Phoolan filing a court case. So in return, he filed a complaint of theft against her, accusing her. This led to Phoolan being detained in a police station and being raped by the policemen. After being released, Phoolan was abducted by a dacoit gang led by Babu Jigar. The Thakur, specifically in Pradesh, were a higher caste group who have had much power. Many were policemen and had authority over low caste opinions and choices. Many oppressed those around them, most likely leading to Phoolan's raping while in custody. While Phoolan was captured, she was raped repeatedly by Babu Gujar until Vikram Malla, who was part of the same caste as Phoolan, had enough and shot Babu Gujar dead. After claiming leadership of the gang and teaching Phoolan the ways of banditry, Vikram and Phoolan fell in love and got married. Unfortunately, not even 2 years later, Thakur brothers Sri and Lala Ram returned to overthrow the gang because Vikram was a Mallah, a lower caste man, killing Phoolan's husband and taking Phoolan back to her native village where she was gang raped for 3 consecutive days as a punishment and example. On the last day, she was paraded naked in front of the locals where she was humiliated and punished for supporting Vikram.
आप अगले जन्म में क्या बनना चाहेंगी?
In my next life, I would rather be born an animal but not a woman.
Phoolan was shamed by her family at home. Phoolan was left with nothing, and after what she went through, her only desire was to get revenge. Transforming from a victim to a figure of power and retribution, Phoolan then rebelled, organizing her own gang named after her. Banditry was a source of empowerment for Phoolan. It provided liberation from a hapless and tormented existence. The power of the gun offered Phoolan an opportunity to avenge not just her personal trauma, but also pursue an agenda that militated against the social order. She wanted to fight against predators, killing and torturing anyone who she heard took advantage of women. Sounding more like a hero, huh? While in India, mainly among poor villagers, she is usually described as a heroic defender of the poorest. This famous dacoit used to consider herself to be an incarnation of the revengeful Durga, repeating many times in her autobiography how she was worshipped by some villagers. The Bai Mai Massacre. February 14th, 1981, was the day of the Valentine's Day Massacre, also known as Bai Mai Massacre, located in the village closest to Yamuna River near the city of Kanpur. It is rumored that a gang of bandits led by Phoolan shot and killed 20 Thakur men out of revenge. Some say Phoolan killed those who raped her. Some witnesses say she wasn't there at all. Although Phoolan constantly denied her participation in the attack, other witnesses' testimonies differ on this matter. Roy Moxham, a journalist who studied the massacre, claimed that he had an interview with 2 survivors from the occurrence, and they both claimed that Phoolan was not at the scene. That does not conclude that she did not plot the occurrence, but is definitely something to consider. Moxham informs his readers that the killing had been led by another bandit, Ram Avatar, who had shouted the order to execute the gathered men. Many claim that Phoolan was there that day, saying that she caught the eye of Ram Avatar and nodded. She shouted an instruction to the dacoits and the villagers were herded off. This author is stating that the situation was arranged and that Phoolan and the group of men had come to teach the Thakurs a lesson. Immediately after this occurrence, Phoolan Devi went into hiding, moving around Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, where she remained a fugitive for nearly 2 years. After losing many of her dacoit men to police bullets, she surrendered in February 1983. Phoolan went to Gwalior Central Jail, where she spent less years than what she thought. But unfortunately, she was sterilized there in order to stop her from giving birth to similar rebels. Being that Phoolan was arrested for her actions as a bandit, they feared she would give birth to another rebel like her. The Bandit Queen movie was completed the same year Phoolan was pardoned out of jail in 1994. It was then published 2 years later after having issues with the revising committee board. The movie ended up being released without cutting any of the brutal rape scenes or Phoolan's knowledge and authorization. The movie was released by Shekhar Kapoor Although it is claimed that the director of the movie was a feminist, and they wanted Phoolan Devi's story to be an example to show the reality and extent of rural lower caste experience for women in India, this 1.4 million production organized by Kapoor was mainly produced to use her story as a chance for profit. Phoolan Devi herself even quoted that she had no idea about the movie being made. Phoolan was infuriated that someone made a movie about her without her permission, especially because there were countless rape scenes and many parts of the movie were exaggerated or just not accurate. Phoolan claimed she would have the movie banned. Instead, she came to terms with Channel 4 paying her 40,000 rupees to keep the movie in theaters and on television. Keep in mind that 40,000 rupees is only about $400 in USD. In 1996, Phoolan Devi was elected MP for Mirzapur Samajwadi Party. She lost her seat later in 1998, but was then re-elected a year later. Others did not trust her, seeing her still as a criminal after the massacre, while many in the Indian society viewed her as a martyr and a champion of the oppressed, seeing her as fit as an MP. It was quite rare to see a woman in office, so she was supported for her gender and for the way she fought for communities as well. Devi campaigned for fighting against caste discrimination and social injustice, portraying herself as a Robin Hood figure who had taken from higher caste exploiters to protect the poor and oppressed. It was on July 25, 2001, Phoolan was assassinated inside her home. From a live report posted the day of Phoolan's assassination by the Times of India, Phoolan was returning home after attending a morning session of Parliament around 1:30 p.m. She received 5 bullets, 3 to her head and 2 to her side. An eyewitness states they saw 2 masked men running away, policemen verifying there were 3 who were involved and escaped. Sir Singh Rana was a former dacoit and policeman who was convicted 13 years after Phoolan Devi's murder. Rana claimed that the killing was an act of revenge for the Baimai massacre. He also was against what Phoolan stood for in politics. The other 2 fugitives who participated in this murder got away and were not charged for their actions. Phoolan Devi was a great example of someone who was born in a poor, low-caste environment but rose from the bottom to make a difference for herself and her society. She is a prime symbol of strength and rebellion, an example for lower-caste citizens and women of India. Let's not ignore her past actions of theft and murder during the times of her banditry, but she redeemed herself through her motives and choices to impact low-caste societies and women like her who were taken advantage of. She set an example for India. In this caste society, she fought for equality and against oppression of the poor. She fought in politics and was a bandit against men who were known to abuse women and those who belittled those of lower castes. Phoolan Devi may be seen as an outlaw to many, but when seeing just how her life played out, that may be something to reconsider. Phoolan Devi was a hero.